You know, I had every intention of doing a video report on Monday. I got up and I just couldn't do it. I mean, I felt slow, I felt lethargic. I mean, I wasn't running a fever. I don't think physically there was anything wrong with me, but mentally I just couldn't do it. And I think it was a combination of two factors. The boredom that hit me from watching the Super Bowl, and or the fact that I had to watch part of the halftime show with Maroon 5. I think it was those two factors combined. I mean, you talk about a boring game. I mean, but that is generally what happens in the Super Bowl. And until the NFL decides to stop putting the publicity machine first with that extra week and let them play the game 1 week after playing the championship round, I think that's generally what happens. I mean, you will have exceptions like 2 years ago with the Eagles-Patriots. That was a barn burner of the game. But generally you have teams that come out and they're kind of slow and lethargic, and you don't generally have great epic Super Bowls. You may have great halves like you had the first half with the Falcons 2 years ago against the Patriots, and the second half with the Patriots against the Falcons. But 9 times out of 10, if history serves me correctly, when you watch the Super Bowl, and I think you'll agree with me, you don't have great games. And I think a lot of it has to do that you're taking teams that are playing at peak performance and you're asking them to shut things down. And by the way, we're going to relocate you at a neutral site, and you're going to have all the media scrutiny, and then we're going to ask you after a week hiatus to crank it all back up again. And some of you are saying, well, what's the difference now between that and during the regular season? There isn't a difference in terms of having a week off and a bye week, but it's all the extraneous factors. It's all the hype, it's all the publicity, it's all the media focus, it's all the stuff that takes you away from the preparation. And it's the fact that you're also not at home. You're not preparing on your home field, staying at home. It's all those other factors that contribute. Again, if you would eliminate that week off, it would be great. But again, the NFL needs the hype machine. It needs the publicity. I don't know why, though, when you really think about it. Because is there any more hype game and hyped event than the Super Bowl to begin with? I mean, the 7 extra days really give it any more hype than it could possibly have? Instead, you get boring games like that. I mean, maybe in some aspects, maybe the Super Bowl halftime show wasn't nearly as bad. Could it have been any worse than the first half of that game? The third quarter of that game? I don't think so. But hey, I won the Super Bowl. That's all that matters. Shawn Michaels won the Super Bowl. That's all that matters. And that was the featured play. And this was another case, as I alluded to earlier in a video last week, where I was gambling myself versus the other handicappers at the site. Some of the other guys had big plays on the Rams. But as I told you on Sunday morning, it was pretty much 50-50 down here at the site. And I'm the guy who decides which handicappers I'm going to promote, which guys I'm going to put on sale for at least half price off on a daily basis. So often it's me betting against them. I love the Patriots. I thought the line was a joke. I thought the Rams, their inexperience would show. I thought the Rams didn't deserve to be there, and the Saints certainly should have been. And I thought the Saints would have given them the Patriots a hell of a better battle. So when I saw some of the other big plays were on the Rams, well, I already knew in advance that I was going to feature either myself or whoever else had a big play on the Patriots. I saw Shawn Michaels come out with his first 100-dime play in the Super Bowl since 2 years ago when he had the Patriots against the Falcons, and he had won 7 of his previous 9 Super Bowl releases. Boom. Done. He was on the same side as me. Shawn was the featured half-price play of the day, and that's how we rolled. So listen, tonight college basketball NBA resumes. Plenty of money to be made before we have the championship game in where is it? Minneapolis, I think, this season on April 8th. I would say probably the biggest play on the board today would be that would be me. Because who has been the hottest handicapper at the site here over the past 8 months? Well, let me think for a minute. That would be me. Yes. I hope you got my analysis yesterday on why Louisville will take care of Virginia Tech, because it was brilliant. It was spot on. And I have to say that before I researched that game, I had absolutely no clue about what Louisville or Virginia Tech would do, what they had done in their previous games. But that's what you're paying me to do every single day, to put in the time and the effort to research the teams. And the reason why Virginia Tech beat NC State in its game prior was the reason why Virginia Tech was going to lose last night as a 4.5-point home chalk, and they did. And I'll tell you, a win is a win, but some wins are so much more satisfying. Well, listen, tonight, as I not only go for winning day 122 out of 208, tonight I'm going to have my second 20-dime release of the season in college basketball. Last night, I improved to 21 and 13 with college basketball 15-dimers, my normal top-rated play, hitting top-rated 15-dime release number 75 out of 127. Tonight, I have my payback game of the year. It is a game where the home team is playing a rematch. They got smoked the first time these two teams played earlier this season. They're going to smoke the visitor tonight. That's why it's payback. I'm not telling you to bet your mortgage on it. I'm not telling you to money that was earmarked for the kids' 529 plans or next week's food bill or to pay the gas or electric bill to put it on this game. I'm just saying to you that if you've been with me for the past 8 months, going back to July, we've made this much money. Take a little of it, put a little more on it. If you haven't been with me, you've got to play it within your own money management principles and your own allocation principles. I rate my plays 5, 10, and 15 dimes, so you know exactly how I like a play. Tonight, I like it a little more. These are the same 20-dime plays that I made a fortune with in baseball with you. I like it more than last night's 15-dime winner on Louisville. I like it more than the 15-dime play I had on the Patriots, too. And again, it's the half-price play of the day by using coupon code HALF, H-A-L-F. All your other discounts and promos are over on the homepage. Let's get to your complimentary plays. I'm going to go with Syracuse. I'm going to use them as a free play. Why am I not going to bet on Syracuse? Because if I bet on the Orange, I never win with them. There you go. They're -2.5 at home. They're coming off a 2-1 road trip. They open with a loss of Virginia Tech and then won at Boston College and Pitt. They're 9-2 overall roll. Florida State's coming off 3 straight wins. They beat Clemson at home. They won at Miami. They won at home against Georgia Tech. But Florida State has only covered 4 of its last 16 ACC games. But more importantly, this is a Florida State team that is only 6-16 straight up on the ACC road over the past 2+ seasons. And you're telling me Florida State's only getting 2.5 points tonight? That's a red flag. And I'd like Syracuse in this one. You know, this Florida State team does have some advantages. They're a deeper team. They go 10 deep. They're a very good outside shooting team, which you have to be against that Syracuse zone. But again, I like the Orange at home in this one. And the home team has won and covered 5 straight in the series. The Orange only give up 61.9 points per game at home. They've covered 11 of their last 14 at home. They're 11-3 straight up at the Carrier Dome this season, and they've covered 5 of their last 6 at home too. So I like Syracuse in this one. I think it'll be a low-scoring game somewhere in the high 60s, and I think Syracuse will pull it out. I also like North Carolina minus the 10 tonight in Chapel Hill against NC State. Now, North Carolina is coming off a 79-69 revenge-fueled win at Louisville on Saturday. That's their 5th straight win since getting smoked at home by Louisville. This is an opener of a 3-game homestand. Their last home game, they beat Virginia Tech 103-82. They won in Raleigh 90-82 back on January 8th. Now, the reason I went against Virginia Tech last night, for those of you that didn't get that pick, is that Virginia Tech was coming off a 47-24 win at NC State on Saturday. That was not a football score. NC State lost that game 47-24. They shot like 16% in that game. I mean, it was just one of the... Matter of fact, it was the lowest shooting percentage offensively by any team in ACC history. You perform that poorly, and now you're going on the road to take on your biggest rival? I don't care what you've done before that one bad game. You don't recover that quickly. You don't bounce back that quickly. No. Not when North Carolina is playing some of its best ball of the season. No. You shot 9 for 54 against Virginia Tech. Your point guard, Markel Johnson, who missed 3 games because of a back injury, played 1/2 of a good game, struggled against Virginia in the next game, and then was 0 for 5 with 2 points in 23 struggling minutes against Virginia Tech. When your point guard is having problems, I don't see it happening. North Carolina has covered 5 of the last 6 in the series, and I'm more than willing to lay the 10 points with UNC tonight in a double-digit blowout. Between these two, because I never win with Syracuse, I have to tell you, I would be more willing to lay the double digits with North Carolina, and I like the Tar Heels a little more among these two selections. That'll do it. Wish you well. Talk to you tomorrow.